Okay, so thank you for coming. Um, as you know, we are moving to the flexible learning cohort. This is directly aligned to our Life Ready graduates, our profile of a graduate, and these are the skills and knowledge and dispositions that we know we want out of students. But we can't get to the students until we impact the teachers, and we get the teachers to see the learner as the center of this process, and not someone to whom they're delivering information. The work we did required teachers to take a lot of risks to turn over their classroom to their students and to not know what the results may be. So, that said, let's move forward and take a look at this. We've given all of you a PMI sheet per Dr. Reisman's uh, book on creativity as a bridge between education and industry. I'm asking that you all fill out the PMI. We look at the pluses, the minus, and the things that are interesting. This will keep us from getting too emotionally involved in the process. Table those thoughts, put them in a category of either plus, minus, or interesting, and then we'll talk about them in the end. So I appreciate you taking that. You have a form in front of you to use for that, but you certainly may use your own notes. So the FLC mission, we've been through this to test the concept of personalized professional development in order to improve the learning experience for students. This isn't just about teachers, but we do need to build capacity in them to get where we need to go. Test and possibly expand upon personalized professional development tested in the flexible learning environment, and to challenge these teachers' assumptions about personalized learning. They simply don't believe it's possible, and the majority believe that they just don't know any other way. Empower teachers to incorporate innovative, engaging teaching strategies and create capacity in teachers to choose the most effective teaching strategy. We had said before, team, that when we walk down the hallway, the ideal situation 5, 6, 7 years from now, if we walk into a classroom and say, why are you teaching in that fashion? That they will have the answer. That answer will be based on research and what is best for students. The teachers are Berkey, Cirillo, O'Donnell, Martin, O'Donnell, and Velan. We did it based on mindset, curriculum, and grade level. Here's the process. Pre-assessment and introductions. We did the first day, shared understandings. You have a document in front of you that goes over all this. UDL, if you don't know UDL, it's working backwards from what you want to happen at the end and asking what does the student need to learn to get out of this. We did it through template work, individual conferences. Day 3, we have a scheduled checklist, the project prep checklist, and there was a sandbox. You've all been given access to that course anytime you feel like going in. Day 4 was the peer review, and this is where we had to trust each other so much. This is where we built up trust over the years. We did a full group reflection, final finishing, and then individual conferences. Teacher reactions. This is what they thought after doing it. This is our pre and post data. We asked them ahead of time what they thought, and then afterwards. Could you define things? 0, they never heard of it. 50-50, they heard of it, don't know what it is. 100%, they knew exactly what it was. Can you implement? A 0 meant they had no idea. Some 50-50 was red was 50-50 and yellow. I think his colors were off actually. Improved teacher understanding. The pre-post data was improved teacher understanding of how to define and implement UDL, PBL, personalized learning for seasoned SAMR, and improves the ability to define formative assessment. You wouldn't believe how little we knew about formative assessment. Teacher feedback. They appreciate the PD time and support. Personally motivated to make this successful. Desire to replicate in other units, and reflections and growth from both students and teachers. They shared with us, the teachers shared with us that because we had invested so much, they were willing to do that same investment, both time and effort. Student reactions. We asked them how much learning happened in this class, so how much changed in this class on 13 different factors: learn, likely to use, foresees, challenge. They responded a lot, little, or not all. And we were looking for a positive change. And 5 out of 5 teacher students had positive, greater than negative on these: creativity, critical thinking, choice, control, freedom, and responsibility. The students felt like they increased in this area and that they enjoyed that freedom. Student feedback, this is what they said they liked overall. We pulled these out as the most frequently used words: freedom, control, choice, time management, role of time, flex time, quality of face time. Some kids wanted a lot more face time. And I thought that was actually a pretty good thing to have them do that. And presentations, they want to help with presentations. Here are the issues and commendations. Student feedback. I'm sorry, I moved forward. I apologize. Logistics. Support the Media Center redesign. Yeah. Flex time, deliverables, formative assessments, accountability, and evidence of student progress. Self-reporting wasn't enough. This picture right here, if you see this young man next to his teacher, Jim, after their project was they had to present on mythological gods, lesser gods that was, and he took his time. He went home and he did this at home. He said what he appreciated was the ability to go home, work with his dad to build this shield as part of his presentation, and use his time during the media center and the and his unstructured time to do other schoolwork. That was his choice, and he appreciated that, and he took off with that time and did some amazing presentation with it. Other considerations, these do align to Life Ready Graduate. We spent a lot of time getting there, and this is a direct reflection of that. We talked about the purpose, role, and value of the flex time. That needs to be communicated better, and the value of student choice. The reason you see this picture here is Jim, the teacher who offered this up, he was certain that this was going to be his worst project. This young lady really seldom handed in work and seldom did anything at all in class. Tests, she scored very poorly. But he gave her a chance to present in any way. They could show, they did a gallery walk, a museum walk, where he had to walk through the museum and they had to explain this lesser god and how they applied that to today's life and how they use it in their own lives. She did these drawings on her own and her depth of knowledge was amazing. It was incredible what she had taken from this and how she applied it to her life. And she got to use her own drawing skills to increase her learning. Here are the PD changes. Changes to make. We can look at those later. Those are the logistics of what we want to do, definitely. But actionable steps moving forward. We want to continue the cohort steps, this process. Initial cohort style cycle, 4 days. If they've already done the cycle, then they do 2 days. We get the UDL template in advance, checklist, day 2 peer review, and we go forward. Cohort size limitation, max of 5-hour-long individual conferences and a PD day. Replication, start with a new group, 4 days each semester. Continue each group for 2 days. Facilitators must commit to 6 days. That'd be me and Megan. Growth, this adds 10 teachers per school year, but that doesn't include the memes, the people who are looking to replicate throughout the school. Incorporating EASD PD. Time. This is how we think we should change professional development for the actual district itself. This is beyond what we had done. Reflective process and one-on-one feedback during the developmental stages. Stop using autopsy data once a project is finished. We need to do it in the process. Focus. Specific goals to accomplish accountability and implement increased intrinsic motivation. Support. We need to create feedback, modify, and implement in the process, and we need to give our teachers voice and choice, just as we want out of our teachers. Okay, thank you. Let's look at your PMI.